Veterans Organization gives April 29th a new meaning in Winnebago County. 23 News reporter Alyssa Reamer learns more about Operation Huey Day and why it's so important for children to participate.
Operation Huey Day has two purposes. First, to expose children to real history they won't learn in textbooks, and second, to raise money for Operation Fallen Flags by selling the Huey trading cards.
The county board made this a proclamation. This is Huey Day.
Parnello is the founder of Operation Fallen Flags, and he says the goal of Huey Day is to show children real Vietnam War history.
The guys flying these things were 20, 21 years old. So had a lot of young pilots, and unfortunately a lot of those pilots died.
Kids get to sit in the Huey helicopter located at Rockford's LZ Peace Memorial near Midway Village. One Huey Day attendee, Jenny Reddington, says her dad was a Huey helicopter door gunner in the Vietnam War.
I love to see that, they're starting to honor instead of disrespect Vietnam veterans. He told us stories of when he came home, he was spit on and, and he didn't talk about it because of that.
Parnello's grandson, Paul Nolly, is a supporter of Operation Fallen Flags, and he believes this is a great way to educate the community.
Anytime there's something that's honoring the veterans, that is discussing the history, what they did, the impact they had on our country, I try to be there, share that history with our family.
Nolly brought along his 3-year-old daughter to participate in the festivities and learn more about the history of Huey.
She was really excited to have an opportunity to actually go into a full-size helicopter. Obviously this was actually one that was in the field, in the service, so just something very unique.
Parnello says the Huey helicopter helped carry medical supplies and was used as gunships, but most importantly, it helped save lives.
Records show more than 7,000 Huey helicopters served in the Vietnam War and more than 2,000 pilots died.